Hey all, I really hadn't intended on having a part two on the J&J handle, but I felt like it was kind of necessary, and so here we are. This really isn't a how-to as much as it is about approach and just being careful. Again, I wanted to stress that at this point in time with the offering, this is more of an intermediate type of hafting project. It's at this point in time, it's definitely worth buying because the wood is so good and the design is good. But if you're not proficient with getting after a more complicated haft and alignment, and if you're not too confident with whatever tools you use to get a haft together, then I would put some oil on it and put it away and just keep plugging away. Because the thing about handles is you just have to, if you are in need of a handle, you need to get it while you can because handles aren't always available. The wood is really the bugger of the whole equation. The wood's not always available. So this is taking the concepts from video one and putting them into action. And just, I'm not going to go through the whole material removal process. This video is going to work at getting the head flush to the top of the handle. And then the last video will be finishing it up, putting the kerf in, wedging it, and putting a finish on it. So I hope you enjoy. You can kind of skip around as you want to. Like I said, this is not a how-to video. This is just how I do it. I've had good success. But you have to have a lot of patience when you're actually carving the eye and to fit it. Because you can remove too much material. That's really why I like the hand tools, is because if you have a mechanized type of situation, you don't have as good of an accounting or keeping track of the material that you're taking off and where it's coming off in relationship to the marks on the axe. And I like to sneak up on it. I just do. It makes for a much tidier, much nicer job. So, yeah, I'm trying to keep it moving along and showing the tool changes and just kind of how things go. So anyway, I really appreciate all of the new subscribers. We are at 430 subscribers. I really appreciate it. There's more coming. I have about 30 handles in the rough state. They have to get shaped and then get final sanded. So we have our own stuff on the way. We're going to have some wedges in the store. And so hopefully in the next month or so, I'll have my Shopify store stocked up and have some goodies in there for you guys to check out. So anyway, enjoy.
Yeah, we're gaining on it.
Okay, we're about halfway in this process, and we're not doing too bad. I think it's going to really be it's going to be a nice axe. It's just taking some work. I've had to come back pretty far to make my taper to get things the way I normally do things. You can see this is the old shoulder is more like right in here. But you're going to be very well served by creeping up on this instead of starting back here. You need to know, you gotta have a reference point. You can't just blindly take this off, and you have to have a point of reference. So this head coming down is what the point of reference is. So anyway, we're doing good. We've got to get flush. Let's see where. So we're about halfway, and so that's where we need to come down to be flush. With the top of the axe head. So then we're going to come down 3/4, probably right there, we'll say. Okay. So that's us being down fully. And this is coming down, let's just say we're going to come down to here. So what we'll do is there, and so let's see if we can, yeah, we got it. We got it. We barely got it, but we got it. So there won't be much blending because this is going to come down. This is going to come down to where this horn is going to get cut off. So we're just some slight blending in there, and literally the axe head is going to be sitting in this area somewhere, and it's going to go right into the shoulder instead of having just a little space between the shoulder and like this. This shoulder's right about here. This is a bucking special, so I probably would have brought that down about there, but 3/4 inch, whatever, it really depends on your balance point and where you want your balance point when you put that axe on your finger and you balance it. This is going to be a really nice axe. It already feels good. We're not gonna thin it right away. We're gonna use it, and if I need to make any adjustments, this is a very, very versatile head. You can see the profile in this main pattern. It's a chopper. It's a very utilitarian pattern. It chops, it splits. I don't really think you need a handle much longer than this, really. I like the shorter the handle, the more accurate you can be. So anyway, I hope this is helpful. We're gonna jump back in when we get through Well, this is kind of the end of the second part of this whole thing. I really hadn't intended on doing a deep dive on this, but here we are. As you can see, we are flush with the eye, and we've got to come down about 3/4 more of an inch. And you can see that I've redone the transition, and we're going to end up right about where we said we were going to end up. Let me get this off and I'll show you what we got going on. So we're not looking too bad. Good contact.
the way around. I actually need my head to come forward a little bit. I need the toe to come down, so I need to take a little bit off here. So I have just enough angle to take some from here, and then this angle will push everything the way it needs to go. But this is kind of the just, you know, you get flush and you think, oh, I'm done. Well, no, you're not, because then you can get into axe adjustment and balance and all that kind of stuff. But this is where you want to go. And like I said, I'm going to come down 3/4 more, because I went 3/4 out of the top of the head, so that when I drive a wedge, let's look at a wedge. When I drive a wedge, wherever it is, that taller part is going to have, the part that you're going to cut off is going to have a thicker portion of the wedge in there. And so it's going to just make it easier for you to push those two sides of the eye up against the walls of the axe's eye. So anyway, we'll include finishing this baby up, but this is going to be a really nice axe. And this is all done with draw knives and spoke shaves and a few files here and there. Other than that, the best thing to do is to go slow, take a little bit at a time, and sort of plan. I brought this down and kept bringing this down, and I completely ignored this shoulder until I had a good idea of where I needed to be, and then I could go ahead and shape this. This is about where it's going to end up. It may be a little bit lower, but yeah, not too shabby.